Hey you guys, welcome back to another 5-minute episode of Drawing Class for Kids. This one's going to be a little bit different from what we've done. This is going to be an anatomy study. And the book that I'm working out of is this encyclopedia. It's an encyclopedia of anatomy specific to artists. I probably could find a list of books that I would recommend, although I don't suggest you just buy any anatomy book for art. So this is an example of kind of the things that it has in it, and today we're actually going to be looking at eyes. But it's nice because it gives you quick little tips as far as the distance between two eyes, where you should line up the eyes with the ears, just kind of the relations of a typical face. These aren't things that, of course, you can't break, but you should probably understand what's typical before you start breaking any rules. So we're just going to go ahead and go over really briefly the parts of the eye and kind of some basic guidelines to drawing eyes. So let's start with the eye's a sphere, right? And so it's a perfect circle. You have the optic nerve coming off the back, and it's on the face of it that you have kind of the different parts of the eye. So the eye is kind of bulging through a little bit, this little hole on in the skin of your face. And so you have, if we were to imagine the eye, the opening of your eye, or your eyelid, is really only going to be about that much. So think of that when you're drawing the eye. There's a lot of the eyeball that you're not seeing. Usually the iris, which is the colored part of the eye, will go larger than the actual opening of the eye. And then the pupil is generally somewhere in there. So let's darken this in a little bit. The biggest mistake, in my opinion, with eyes is that people forget that the eye isn't just one line or one fold of the face. You actually have several. So I actually go over it just a couple times, and it's amazing what just that will do to a drawing as you're drawing your eyes. So go ahead, I usually color in the pupil a little bit. And we can always go over too, like some ways to stylize the eye. Typically right here where the iris starts meeting the white of the eye, you're gonna have a little bit darker. So go over that a little bit more, and if you want to if you're using colored pencils or something, shade that a little bit more. And then you usually have this little fold right there on the center of the eye. And yeah, remember that right above the eye you have the brow line, which is going to create some shadow. So usually right above the eye, you'll have a decent amount of shadow right through here. And then you'll have the eyebrow coming somewhere through there. And then you'll typically have, remember too, that the opening of the eye, your upper eyelid, sorry, there's a loud car outside. Your upper eyelid will usually cast a little bit of a shadow on the eye. So a lot of times I'll go up and I'll just draw a little line right there. The lighter the better. I kind of did that a little bit heavy-handed. But as a result, you're usually going to get this shadowing along that top part of the eye. Remember, drawing down from the center of the eyes, you'll hit the outside of the nose. The distance between each eye is about an eye width, so that's kind of nice to remember. And yeah, I'm not going to draw the other eye completely. Remember that there's kind of like an almond shape to the eye. It's not a circle, it's not a diamond like that. It has this little curve at the center and then a little bit wider. That's a little bit exaggerated, but you can see it there. And just continue to work it. There's a lot of light. There's a lot of bits of light and shadow going on with the eye, so be a little bit aware of where shadows are being cast and just mess around with it. It's really kind of a fun, I like drawing eyes at least. Sorry, I'm getting into the nose and that's not even the topic of this video. So go ahead and practice some eyes. I think you'll find them really fun. It's really a pretty simple construction. and look at reference. I know I keep saying that, but pull up some pictures of eyes. Ask somebody to sit in front of you and look at their eye. There's a lot going on, but just simplify it a little bit. And maybe we'll actually do a separate video on abstracting the eye for things like cartoons. But for now, you got this. Go ahead and go practice.